Okay, let us ask. The question is, most of the time, let us first start with why.
Mm-hmm.
Unaelewa?
Mm.
Why are the BRICS nation going away from the dollar? Why?
It's because they don't want to be controlled, because the dollar controls everything. Their purchasing power is determined by the dollar. Their selling power is determined by the dollar, and that is what they don't want. They want to free themselves from that, and that is why they have to come up with their own currency that they can control. And who is the target? The target is not the US. Who is the US selling to? Who is the US buying to? Who is the US doing business with? The US dollar is doing business almost everywhere. And if the dollar is doing the US business everywhere, then it's the US administration that controls how much the US dollar goes and whatever it does. So wakisema imefikia hapa, we can't give you more of this, it's up to them. Wakisema now we allow a free sale of the dollar, it's up to them. We talked about economics. And these guys don't want, because the dollar is limiting them to do some businesses that they really want want to do to get more money. And the best way is we do no longer want your dollar. Let's do our own business with our own currency so that we can be in control. No one's assets will be freezed anywhere. Sindio? Assets za Putin hazitakuwa freezed anywhere. Assets za Jinping hazitakuwa freezed anywhere. Assets za huyu jamaa anaitwa nani? Huyu jamaa Narendra Modi. They won't be freezed anywhere. Assets za huyu jamaa this king, okay, the god of North Korea. The Pyongyang. Pyongyang. They won't be freezed because
Kim
they are
Jong-un.
yeah, because the King Jong-un was the leading forever for the UN. Another Pyongyang, whatever. That dynasty. They won't be freezed because they are in one. You wanna decide how that currency works. Who gets what, why, and how? Because it's about the distribution of resources, and the world is at war because of resources. Because there is something that you have that I don't have, and I need it most. And for me to get that thing, because if I come legally to you to buy it, you'll sell me expensively because that is the value that the world has given it. But if I create my own way to control you and manipulate you, I'll get it as much as I want at a very fair, not even fair, at a very, very, very bad price to you, but it's benefiting me more. And that is the game that every leader is playing in the world.
Let me ask you one. Let us dive deeper.
Yeah.
We are like we are still in the shallow ends. Yeah.
Sure.
Let us go deeper. Senor,
Sure.
how did even the dollar come first? Like, how did the dollar come in the first place? Me, I know.
Okay, talk about it. If you know more, talk about it.
You know, long time ago, the whole world was working with barter trade. Well, that you give me a ng'ombe, then I give you how many mbuzi? 10 mbuzi. Unaelewa? That was long time ago. It was a ng'ombe to a mbuzi. Then it reached a point whereby wakasema, you see, transporting a ng'ombe and transporting a mbuzi is very hard. We cannot exchange ng'ombe and mbuzi easily. Unaelewa? Then they came up with one standard. They came up with a standard called gold. Why did they choose gold? Kwa sababu, let me give you an example. If you have a ng'ombe and I have a mbuzi, unaelewa? Measuring a ng'ombe versus a mbuzi is very hard. Okay, I don't need the whole of your ng'ombe. I only need half of your ng'ombe. What will I do? I have 2 mbuzis. 2 mbuzis is equivalent to half of your ng'ombe. So the exchange became so hard. So watu wakakuja wakasema nini? Let us centralize ourselves to gold. Because tukicentral kila kitu, one ng'ombe is equivalent to 1 bar of gold or 1 kg of gold. Wewe ukikuja na mbuzi mbili, I will just give you half of that gold or a quarter of that gold. Unaelewa? Then you give me your mbuzi. So currency ikakuwa ni gold. Unaelewa? Then it went from gold ikaenda to now some normal currencies, American currency, US dollar.
Now, but before gold, there was another currency.
No. Before gold, you were
let's talk about the
before gold.
Let's talk about Jesus telling his disciples to give Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Was it gold? Because the issue of the American currency comes into play in the 16th century. The issue of the American dollar. It comes into play in the 16th century.
Let me ask you one simple question. Yeah?
Yes.
We agree that the Bible is rotating around America. The Bible was created by Americans.
Not really.
Why am I saying this? Why am I saying
Not
this?
really.
Why am I saying this?
Okay, say it, then I'll challenge you on that.
Why am
Say
I
it.
saying this? Why am I saying this? It's only Americans who know the tax thing. Americans are the people who came with the tax technology. Like they came up with education. Unaelewa? They came up with the tax. They came up with the banking system. Because we have a banking system, now you have to be taxed. Unaelewa? So they came up with the banking system. So meaning they're the same people who came up with the taxing system. Because the taxing system is not in the Quran. The taxing system is not in the Hindu scriptures.
But it's in the Bible.
It's only in the Bible. And that's why
So you think
it's an American thing.
You're saying the taxing system is not
it's not nowhere in the Quran.
How well do you know the Quran?
I know the Quran very well.
You know the Quran very well?
Yes, yes. Tell me any place in Yanasema, anything to do with the tax. Tell me any place.
But there is a jizya that the Christians has to pay to the Muslims.
How much? Where?
No, it's not. It doesn't say specifically how much. But anyone who was not a Christian, anyone who was not a Muslim, it's either he was to be killed if it's a man. So either he was to be killed if he was a man, or if he cannot be killed, he has to buy and pay jizya. Is it jizya? I think it should
which
be jizya.
Which part of the Quran is saying that?
You said you know the Quran much better.
You tell me. Which
okay, let me get you that, bro. Let me get you that. You said you know the Quran very well. You said
I'm
you know the Quran
100% sure there is nothing like that in the Quran. I'm sure.
Okay, let me get it to you right, bro. The paying of jizya. Let me get this one in the Quran.
So the banking system and the tax system.
The tax system was there. Giving Caesar what belongs to Caesar. It's only in the Bible. Goja,
it's only in the Bible, but it's not in the Quran.
Giving Caesar what belongs to Caesar was before the Bible. The Bible is recording the events that happened. So giving Caesar what belongs to Caesar was in the Bible. Was there before the Bible came. So these guys were just recording whatever was happening. That is even before the nation of Ngoja Kwanza. That is even before the nation of the United States nation is born. Okay. Verse 9, verse 29. You want me to read that for you?
Quran, yeah.
Yes. Fight those who do not believe in Allah and the last day, nor comply with what Allah and His Messenger have forbidden, nor embrace the religion of the truth. Among those who are given the scriptures, who are those? Those are the Christians. Who are given the scriptures are the Christians. Until they pay the tax, willingly submitting fully to humble. If you have any Quran, download your Quran and read it. If you have any Quran, download your Quran and read it. So you can't tell me that the issue of tax is introduced by Christianity. No, it was there.
And even they pay
the tax. It uses the word tax.
So in that context, how do you think in your mind? Unadhani anasema which tax?
There is no, you never specify. When you're talking about tax, you never specified which type of tax. You just talked about tax. That's why I asked you, are you sure that this thing is only in the Bible? And even in the book that you're talking about, among the Hindu and among the Hindu and among the Chinese people, among the Asian people, there was a form of, not just I don't remember the name that was used, but there was a form of taxation that these guys used to give to their kings and their emperors. So the issue of taxation is not something that began with the Bible, began with the writing of the Bible, that will say it's a Christian thing and all that. Other people don't do this. No. If we say that, we will be lying. We will be lying to ourselves.
Let me ask you one simple question. Have you ever heard somebody saying, do you know the meaning of black tax first? What does black tax mean?
In which context?
I just want, my question is very straight. Yeah? What do you know about black tax? If I say I always pay black tax, what does that mean? You're
paying your tax. You're paying more because you're a black person, or you're paying tax in a way that most people don't understand. Okay, I'm just giving you different context. Unless you explain to me whatever, that's why I asked you in which context are you referring
in the social media, black tax means that I'm giving money. Part of my salary I'm giving to my parents. That is what the young people believe is black tax. So if I use black tax on a context, you cannot say that in ile tax in the government.
No.
Unaelewa? It's the same thing that happens here.
Okay.
When they tell
Let's do an etymology of the word tax.
Yeah.
The origin of the word tax.
Yeah.
Then we'll get it right.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get some of the usages or the context of this word tax.
Yes.
When the Bible mentions the word tax, it's you paying what protection something to your leaders, your superiors, because there is what they are providing for you, and whatever they are providing for you must be serviced. So for that to happen, now you need to pay a given amount of money for them to make sure that whatever services you're receiving. It's like in Kenya, the police force, the army, the police service, and the army force. All these guys, what are they doing? The police is ensuring law and order within the boundaries of the country, and the army are making sure that they are protecting Kenya against the intruders. Sawa. All these people need to do their work. This service needs to be done, and who is to pay for that service? It's us who are enjoying that service. So the tax that we are paying is helping us to get the very thing. And it's the very thing when you read from that verse in the Quran, verse 9, verse 20, verse 24. Those who do not believe in Allah are supposed to be done what? To be unalive and be destroyed. But if they pay this tax, their protection is assured. Their protection is assured. They will be spared. The same thing. If you pay tax, you receive water and all these things that the government is offering. But if you don't, you won't receive them. So tax is just tax. Depending to wherever you are and all that, you're paying to someone superior in order to get something from it. And whatever you're talking about, the Gen Z talking about the black tax, them helping their parents, that is not a taxation. It's just something that these guys came up with to say, kwani ni tax tunalipa lazima tulipe. Bro, if you need to help your parent, just help your parent. If you don't want to help your parent, just say you don't want to help your parent. Don't come up with a smart way of trying to evade that and give it a different name to look like someone is colonizing you to do something that you don't want. It's easy. Our grandfathers fought for the freedom that you're enjoying. So enjoy your freedom. Ambia mzae mimi sikutumi, mama mimi sikutumi, na uenjoy tu pesa yako pole pole.
Can I ask you another question? Yeah.
You ask me.
You've talked about freedom, and you know me, I'm a straight logical thinker.
It's okay.
I think logically. Now, in your own mind, do you think somebody with a knife and illiterate can kill somebody with a gun who's literate?
It all depends on the proximity. You can be having a gun with you, but the way you're standing, the positioning and everything that you're doing. Look at this. You said you're a logical thinker.
Yeah.
Let's think logically. Yes, I have a gun and I'm sleeping here. I'm really asleep, completely asleep. You want to tell me even if you have a stick, a blunt object, you won't kill me? If you want to kill me, you will still do that.
How many people will you kill in that scenario?
No, you gave an example of one person.
Yeah, I've given. Yeah, I've given. No, we want to just go back and
It's
just
okay.
be logical. We go back,
and that's the logic that I'm bringing back to you.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
have a gun.
Kill one person.
You have a gun.
Let's
say this is an army. This is an army, and all these armies have guns. Let's talk about the colonizers. When they came with guns. Our African parents would say the sticks that breathes fire. They came with sticks that breathes fire. Did they manage to kill all the Africans with their guns? They did not. The Africans who had the blunt objects and spears that they needed to be so close to you before they kill you, managed to send these people away. Why?
Now let me ask
strategy number one.
Let me ask you one simple question.
Ngoja kwanza, strategy number one. Number two is what you said, courage. I'm fighting for what is mine. And whether death comes my way, I'm still dying a hero because I was fighting to defend my land and my own people. And number three, there is what we call luck. What about that? The gun that you have, you only depend on that gun to fight, Sindio. You don't have any other thing that you can use to do, Sindio. Then that gun misfires or fails to work. Efficiency in the warfare, in the field of war matters most. And that is why each and every time the superpower countries are always improving on their weaponry, because they want those weapons to be very much effective in every condition wherever they go. Whether it's raining, that machine has to fire. Whether it's too hot, that machine has to fire. Whether the temperature rises to whatever that machine has to work. Whether the temperatures goes lower, that machine has to work. Efficiency. So you can have the best machineries ever, but you're not so efficient. You're not so tactical. You might not do anything with that.
Okay, I agree with you. But now, let me ask you another second question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Americans,
Mm-hmm.
these colonies, they were very smart. They're smart people. Even today, as we speak, they're smart people. Okay. From our thinking, yeah, they're smart people.
Not from our thinking. You should narrow down to your thinking.
Yeah, to my thinking, yeah.
Yeah.
To my thinking, what I was taught in school that these people are smart, yeah. Now, my question is, you come with a gun today, then somebody kills you with a spear. Tomorrow, what will you do? Will you make more guns or will you make more spears?
You're already dead. There's nothing you'll do because you're already dead.
Let me ask you one simple question.
Okay.
Not everybody died.
But
some survived.
Your question was your question was very simple. Me to come with a gun, then you kill me with a spear. I want to wake up to be there tomorrow, bro.
No.
So what the thing you would have said, those who saw me die, those who saw me die, or those who heard the story, will think that the spear is more superior than the gun.
Yeah,
why? Now, you said you're a logical thinker.
Yes.
A logical thinker will go back to history and say, no, this gun has had a very good history on the battlefield.
Yes.
Because you can shoot someone who's 300 meters away, 500 meters away.
But you're killed by a spear.
Yes.
Now make a spear, not a gun.
No. That is not logical thinking.
That is 100% logical thinking.
It's logical thinking.
You're going to a battlefield, yeah?
It's a logical thinking, but a logical thinking that will take you back, not forward.
No.
You use a spear. If you have used an arrow, that's a different thing. Because there is a difference between a spear and an arrow. For a spear, I have to be so much close to you. And for me to get close to you, it has to be that your ammunitions are completely over and you cannot recharge your ammunitions. Then I will get close to you and do what? Kill you. But if I have sufficient ammunition, I don't need even to closer to you. I can kill you from a distance. 200 meters, 500 meters, 1 kilometer away, I can still do away with you. So those people who saw this, if they want to think logically, they have to go back to history. How far can someone with a gun kill someone who has a spear? Then if I can kill you from a distance, then why should I go back spears? Because I don't need to get close to my enemy for me to do away with my enemy. The distance gives me advantage. So I have something that is superior than the.
My other question is, then why are they also making nuclear bombs? And they were killed by spears, surely. They were defeated by
that is what I told you.
Apart from that, there is still an ongoing war in Gaza. There is a still ongoing war in South Sudan. Why are you sending people with guns? Send people with spear, because these people with spear have proven that they can beat people with guns.
No, don't take us back to the Majimaji rebellion, Kijeketile Ngwale, and all these other people and all that. The reason why the Africans were able to defeat the white people, it's not because the spear was so superior to the gun. No, it's because of logistical issues. Okay, for them to replenish their ammunitions, the ships had to do what? To start sailing from the US or wherever these guys were camping to Mombasa port. Then from Mombasa, they have to drive to these different places, locations where this guy had camped. How many days does it take a ship from the US to Mombasa port?
That time will take long.
It will take long, Now, will they just be surviving with one ammunition one day? And the guys that you're fighting, they are in their own land. So for them to replenish their weapons is much easy. It's just someone running from one place to another, and the weapons are there. From to another, the weapons are there. That is why the spear became superior to the gun. Not that the gun, it's not magic. It's something more, it's logistics. And that is the reason why this guy went. And most of them, number two, most of them died because of change of weather and most of the tropical diseases, because they were not used to that. But you've stayed in this place, you as a person, you've stayed in this place for all this long, you know which leaves to chew when you feel you're having this headache. And that leaf will heal you completely. For them, they had not that knowledge. And that is why they could not keep up with this war. Mosquitoes everywhere biting these guys, and these guys are dying each and every day. Malaria, typhoid, diarrhea, whatever things or this. All these things affected this guy. And that is what contributed to to Africans winning this battle. This is what contributed to the Philippines winning the battle. This is what contributed to the guys in Japan winning those battles and all that. But if it were not of these people, of these things, if they had a way to replenish themselves immediately, a much easy way and all that, we wouldn't have won this war. And that is why someone said the nature has a way of fighting for itself.
Sure.
The nature has a way of fighting for itself. You cannot fight against nature and win. Nature will always win against itself. It's like the US war in Vietnam. You understand that story? How the Vietnam people, the soldiers became so much cunning. With all those traps, that the US people never knew anything about. You see a Vietnam soldier standing here, hey, deep in a hole. Hey, you thinking that in this hole is way. You're dipping yourself in the hole, you're in the water. You cannot come outside, you're getting something else, you're blasting your friends on the other side and all that. And at the end of that, they had to retreat because they never understood how the ground was, how ready these guys were. It's the very thing. So the spear was not superior to the gun. It's just because the gun had no very efficient supply of ammunition to be superior to and whatever we talked about, those diseases and whatever was happening within the ground. And then you can talk about the Majimaji rebellion, maybe Uchawi Kidogo, the witchcraft, the craft that made this get. So there's another different craft than our craft on the other end, and this craft is making these people very protected from the bullet. I don't know if it really worked. I don't really know. I just see it's a story was written, but every legend has its own story, and some of those legendary stories are true, and some of them are not true.
Yeah, but me, basically, from what I think, what I believe in my heart, I never think that these people, like we fought for, how do you call it, independence and all. Because even Raila himself alikuja akasema not yet Uhuru. Why? Because they know like we never really fought for this independence and everything. Okay, even apart from that, one reason as to why tulishinda we won independence was because we had a big support from the Indian guys. You know that.
Talk about an Indian who supported Africans during the struggle for independence.
So many people. Pioga Mapinto.
What did he do?
I don't know, but he was one of the most smart people. Okay, let me give you an example. Yeah, the mountain, mountain, and Mount Kenya, and Meru. Most of the people, most of the freedom fighters came from Meru. You know that. Akina Deda and Kimathi and everything. They were from those places of Meru. Yeah. Most.
Because that was more of a white highlands.
More of a white highlands. Yeah.
Yeah. Most of the white people had settled there because of the weather and all that.
Yes.
And they found that place to be good for them, and those guys had to fight for their own land.
Do you know? Even in India, there is a mountain called Meru. So the word Meru, the word even Meru, came from India. Do you understand? Okay. Indians were very close to the Wazungus. So how can you fight somebody that you don't have information about? Okay, even if you're very smart with spears and everything, you must have information, like inside information. So who were the first people to have inside information? The people who are very close to them. So the real people who helped Kenya get independence were the Meru people, were the Indian people.
I will not say yes or not to that because I'm not familiar with that information unless I do open some pages in some books and understand of the same.
It can be also be proven by what you see. Yeah, it can also be proven by what you see. Okay, from ile kitu nilikuwa nasikia kitambo when these people were fighting, the Kenyan colony was supposed to be left for the Indian people. Umeelewa? But vitu zilikuja zikabadilisha, now they gave it back to Kenyans. There was something like that. Have you ever heard something like that?
No, I've never heard something of such a kind, but I'll check it out.
But if you really want to know that it could be true, look at the businesses. Look at business.
No, again we
talk all resources, most resources were left to the Indians when the Wazungus were getting out of this country.
It's like saying, let's use the example of Uganda, then I'll come back to what you're talking about. When Idi Amin Dada took away the Indians from Uganda, he gave the businesses to his people, his right hand men.